Cultivate. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic week. I am having the time of my life today. We have a special episode on today's podcast. It is a fun one. What's it called when you... Unexpected one.
There you go.
It's going to be... Listen, we've had some very serious episodes lately. I usually cry in all of the episodes, so I thought, why not have a fun episode where we don't cry and we talk about just whatever's in our minds. And I have one of my favorite guests back, Brooke, Amanda.
Ready.
Amanda, aka Brooke.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about a very serious subjects today. We're going to talk about, I think Brooke is a queen of social media. So today we're going to talk about whatever we've seen on TikTok.
Basically.
And how that resonates with our lives. And so I hope today's episode puts a smile on your face. Hi. How are you?
I'm doing great.
We have an assortment of goodies.
This is a mukbang, if you will. If you want to grab a snack, join us. Grab a drink, pause it. We'll wait, come back. Because that's what we're going to be doing. And so if you don't mind, I'm going to dive into this Welch's.
Me too. This is what I wanted.
Savesies.
So where do we start?
What's been on your TikTok FYP these days?
How I don't know where I want to start. Listen. Okay. What was the last thing that made you cry? TikTok or not TikTok?
Well, I could speak to TikTok because hello. Opa.
Sorry.
Not funny. Yesterday, as we all know, was the 23rd anniversary of 9/11.
It's gonna be a sad one.
You asked me what made me cry.
Maybe you cried of joy.
You warned the people that we're not crying, and then you asked me what is the first thing that made me cry. So
9/11.
I went down a rabbit hole, as I always do every year, and I tell myself I won't. I tell myself I will not engage.
But you do.
And it happens. All I need to hear is one voicemail from somebody that was on the flight calling their loved ones, and that's it. For maybe half an hour, I am reading their autobiographies, who they were, what their family was at the time, and that's what I did yesterday. And I was reading all the stories and listening to all the voicemails, and that was what made me cry.
What is it about these really sad things that you started watching and you know how this is going to end? You know it's going to be an hour later and you're going to be sobbing, but we still watch it. I do that to myself all the time.
It's you can't help it.
It's
and
so bad.
Especially TikTok, that you're scrolling and it's random. It's the influencer dancing, flip. It's a tutorial on clean girl makeup, flip. It's about a dog who needs to be fostered, and they found him in the streets of Brazil, and he has 3 legs, and then you're crying, and you don't know how you got there.
You keep watching.
You can't help it.
It's torture.
His name is Bud.
I don't want to be tortured. What is it?
And then you start doing a self-reflection about why you don't foster more often. And then you feel like a horrible person.
It started very serious. 9/11 is very serious, and we're here talking about stray dogs.
I think our girls will get what this conversation is, but what was the last thing that made you cry?
Mine were tears of joy.
Aww.
No, I lied.
Oh.
This is too dark. I was going to share this one because I was actually happy tears.
Oh, okay.
But I lied. This morning I did shed a tear because I was talking to Alex. We were talking about school safety. I'm sorry.
Put the Welch's down.
Okay, you know the shooting that happened at the school in... Sorry. The school shooting that happened just the other day.
Yeah.
And how we've gotten so used to hearing news like that. And I don't know why Alex and I were talking about that this morning. We were taking Aria to school. And we were saying how easy it is to just, for a crazy person to go into a school. Yeah. You know, as much as there's safety and security, and it seems like it's never enough. And so we were talking about how we have to take our kids to school and trust God. but there's never this guarantee. And how sad it is to see moms. You've seen those like shields that they put in backpacks.
Yes,
it's
yes.
like a bulletproof shield that you can put it. And it's like how wild is it that we have to think that way, that I have to put a shield in my kid's book bag just in case.
It's so crazy. But specifically about that shooting, my uncle was stuck in traffic near the school that morning, and he sends us a video saying there was a school shooting nearby. That's at the very, very start of that. All of that. Nobody knew what happened. All that they knew was there's a school shooting. He was stuck in traffic. There was cars parking on the side of the road and parents just running. They didn't know what was going on. They were just stopping and running because traffic was stopped. Yeah. And he just sends us a text in the family group chat. Oh, there's been a school shooting nearby. He lives in Georgia, obviously. And then next thing you know, the news keeps going. But yeah, it's very hard to like reconcile in your mind. And I think especially like I have like a lot of new mom friends. I'm a new mom as of the last 2 years. So are you. Like it's my son just started school 3 weeks ago. My daughter's starting school Monday. And it's a lot to make sense of in your mind that I want to do the best for my kid. I want to put them in an environment where they're going to socialize and develop and do all the things. But in the back of your mind, this is what was on the news the other day.
But then we had this thought that why is it that we think, and I think there was a post about this, and I love this line, that we think that proximity to me means there's safety. Yes. And that is a lie. And that is what we like to tell ourselves. Yes. Or if my child is by my side, he or she is safe. And that is not true. We like to think they're safe because we are with them. But this is where the faith and our trust in God comes in. It's like, you know how many horrible things can happen to us right now? Like, have you seen where you could be at a store and a car just drives into the store or whatever.
But it's crazy that you bring this up because the other night I was praying and I was fasting. My grandma, I guess we are getting deep. Sorry, guys.
We'll have another topic right after this.
We tried not to. My grandma is declining from dementia. And, I was just praying for her and fasting for her. And I just had, this is where the thought and the prayer came in because she was leaving to Texas. And that's where my aunt lives and she gets cared for by my aunt. And I was just having this moment of exactly that, like, if we were closer, if I was with her, if, all the things I could do if you were here with me. And me and God, I literally told him out loud, Lord, control is a facade. Control is this thing that us humans have like sunk our teeth in and our nails in, and we have comforted our lives and our hearts so much with control. Control is the things that give us comfort. Yeah. And as long as we have control, we have some semblance of peace in our lives because
but it's a lie.
But it's a lie. It is the biggest lie. And I was just crying out to God that, Lord, control is the thing that has kept my mind at ease, but it is not real. It is not real. Control is literally a mirage.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, anything can happen at any given moment. And my proximity to my kid, my proximity to whatever the situation is not going to change that. Nope. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel like I will be able to change it. It makes us
feel better. And because it makes us feel better, then we consider it to be like, oh, okay, but it makes me feel better. Yeah. So we dropped off Aria this morning and that was a conversation. And ultimately is, God, I trust you.
Yeah.
Whether my kid is in school close to me, I cannot shield them from the world and from life. And at the end of the day, I have to trust your sovereignty over everything. And that has to give me peace. More than control is to know that, God, you are in control. You are in real control of life. And that life happens to everybody. And tragedy happens to people. You don't think it'll happen to you. And hopefully it doesn't. Yeah. But it happens to people.
Yeah.
So, to break up from this really sad subject, because we went a little bit down. Okay, I thought about the crying thing because I did watch this video, several videos, because
of course that's how we got here. I completely forgot how we got here.
So, we have our phones. We never have our phones, but we have our phones. Mm-hmm. There's this lady and this man, but this lady, that you know who this lady was. She does hair.
I love
She does hair.
her.
She's
She's
beautiful.
from Colombia
She is
and she is a magician.
So like, see that girl? That's the girl. Hair.
How?
Okay.
How?
And then I thought, okay, because then there's this other guy that does the same thing. Somebody goes to him, they look whatever, crazy hair, and then beautiful. And then this lady started crying when she saw herself. And she said, oh, I haven't felt beautiful in so many years, and like how much she hasn't. And I started sobbing with this lady. I'm always sobbing on the internet for people.
Is that I forget how much of a little softie you are.
I am.
You
oh
are.
My God, she's happy. She
a good
feels
commercial.
beautiful. And then I thought, I love when people feel good about themselves. Like I want people to experience like just that, wow, I love myself moment, and I look beautiful and I thrive. I love that. And then I thought, Flourish is coming back. December 4th. Put it on your calendar. We have a new building. We have more space. Everyone fits. We don't have to go to the school. I thought, how cool would it be just in time for the holidays to do it's not a raffle. What's it called? A giveaway where you nominate someone, a woman in your life that deserves a makeover. I'm talking about her hair done. I'm talking about maybe a shopping spree. I'm talking about maybe a fun spa day. Whatever we can do. And you get to nominate someone. Maybe it's your mom. Maybe it's your sister. Maybe it's a friend and they haven't had the means to do it, or they're always giving to people and they never take care of themselves. And then we give away like 3 makeovers. 3,
I'm obsessed.
I was like, yes, I love this.
I can't wait.
So more details are coming soon, but start thinking about it. Actually, if you are a business owner, if you have any services you can provide to make this happen and you want to partner with us, hit me up. Send me a message. Write to me. Leave me a comment. Text me.
More
so we can change some lives.
I love it.
Anyway, so
what is your algorithm looking like these days? We see makeovers. What is your FYP looking like?
It's really sad.
You just watch sad videos, Diana? What is on your For You page?
It's really sad. I don't want to. I
can tell you what's on mine.
I get a lot of moms who've lost their children.
Oh, Diana.
And I cry a lot.
Okay, no.
And so I try to like just not because I cry.
No, what do you? No,
it's the guy.
I mean, if you come to mine, it's very confusing. I watch videos of like what.
The guy that watches people cook and he goes, police! Call the police! What? You've never seen it? No. And then they're cooking horrible things and he goes, SWAT! He calls the SWAT team.
No!
I'm just sending it to you.
Okay, please. I mean, I don't know if you want
the joke in my house. I go, police!
I don't know if you want to watch the things I watch. I watch ASMR videos. So peaceful that whisper.
Should do that with the baked potatoes.
The baked potatoes?
The baked potatoes, the baked chips.
That puts me to sleep. But my husband makes fun of me. He's like, you in the videos of the people eating pickles. No, I'm not listening to people eating pickles. I just want you to whisper to me. I promise you, that will send me to the 3rd dimension. I will sleep so good if I watch that before. I promise. So ASMR videos. What else am I watching these days? I watch. There's a guy who like cleans the hooves of horses and like cows, and he just zooms in on the hoof, and it's like, let's say it has an infection or something, he cleans out the infection, he carves it out. If any of you watch this on TikTok, please write in the comments, because Diana has no idea what I'm talking about. No. Please write me in the comments.
I told her I watched something worse than that. No. She goes, what? I watch people cleaning graves.
Yes, I watched that too.
And I want to go clean graves.
It is a woman, and she comes with the power is that what it's called? Power washer?
Yeah.
She comes
pressure cleaner.
Pressure cleaner. She comes with the pressure cleaner.
The pink spray.
And she scrubs like where their names are, and she completely restores.
I think that's such a beautiful thing to do. Like, who thinks of that?
I think that's beautiful. She could have just been in a grave one day and just like, well, you know what it is? Like when I've gone to like visit my loved ones and like you see a grave like next to them, you're like, nobody's come here in a while. Yeah. Like nobody's stopped by, and
Yeah.
You just dust them off a
I
little.
think that's so
and
sweet
you
of
add
her.
a
Some people might
flower
find this
too.
really strange. Like, what, Grace? I think that's sweet.
And I
Yeah.
enjoy watching it.
I enjoy watching it too.
Me too. Oh, you know what I've been into these days? And I don't know what camera I can show this in.
That one.
Okay.
Oh, that one.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Like this girl, she does like perfume reviews.
Oh, perfume reviews. Yes.
And that's like huge right now. Everybody like loves
really?
perfumes, and she just talks about like all the notes and like all of this and all of that. And I'm like, I can't even begin to understand what you're saying. She's like, it smells like leather in a wet room with rose and jasmine. What the heck does that smell like? I have no idea, but I love hearing about it.
I love it.
That's what my page looks like.
Just
these
weird
days.
things. What else was I gonna say? But I forgot.
What
That
else do
came
I
up
watch?
on TikTok.
Oh, Mr. Ballin. Do you watch Mr. Ballin?
I am obsessed. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. The news or whatever that said, if you like to unwind and your idea
Yes.
of relaxing is true crime, that there's something really wrong with you.
Correct. There was an article that came out the other day that if you like watching true crime before bed specifically.
Okay, I guess that's the thing.
That's what it was. That if you like to relax at the end of the day before bed and watch true crime stories, you could potentially have very deep trauma. So D, what do you have to say to that?
That the only reason why I don't watch it right before bed is that by the time I get to bed, I'm exhausted, that I
Right.
just don't. But if I had time and I wasn't that exhausted, I would.
I don't know that I watch it before bed, but do I like watch it like driving in my car to work first thing in the morning?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
not watch it, listen to it, like
Yeah.
Spotify.
Yeah. So I'm getting ready in the mornings and
Yeah.
I play a little true crime or something similar. And
Correct.
Alex, the funny thing is that Alex is so loud. He listens to his show. He listens to the sports.
Like a sports
Probably the same
podcast?
one Adam listens to. It's the two guys, Cam and Maze.
Oh, yes. That my
So
husband
he
loves
goes,
that. Yeah.
So he goes to the bathroom and he's listening to these people. And so I close my the door to my closet. I have like a little vanity in there
Yeah.
under my clothes. And I'm listening to it. And I was thinking the other day, Alex passes by and it's like stabbed 20 times and they found her body. And he just looks at me. I'm like, hi. I'm just this is how it's the only time I have to not think.
100%.
I don't think. And I feel like
I literally feel like my brain is like a never-ending file of different
Tabs.
different stories of different like serial killers and murders that have happened throughout the United States and abroad. And I understand how that may sound to you listening on the internet, on these interwebs, but I promise you, I'm fine. And I love the Lord
I'm fine.
deeply.
I don't have deep trauma like that. I have nothing to do. And disclaimer, because there might be a religious person listening right now thinking that we are watching true crime and we don't spend time with the Lord. No. It is possible to do both.
Absolutely.
It is possible to love the Lord Jesus Christ with your heart, your soul, with all your might, and pray and worship. And like true crime.
Absolutely.
Because we do.
Absolutely.
And so, yes,
Bailey,
there's time for Jesus. Bailey, there's time for the word of God. There's time for worship. And there's time for true crime.
Yeah.
Mr. Ballin. Fabulous. Love
Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. Have you ever seen that show?
I think I have.
I
haven't watched TV in a long time.
It's exactly what it sounds like, Unsolved Mysteries. And oh my gosh, I can't get enough. And there's like one specific story that stays in my head because essentially it was foul play and they already ruled out that it was not a self-inflicted.
Is it the one of a lady with a bunch of friends?
No, it was a man, and he did not fall off of a building initially. He was pushed, right? But the big mystery surrounding it is that when they did like the measurements of like from the fall of the roof to like where the actual hole of the body was, like there was like discrepancies. And then when they go inside the building to like view where the body could have went through, there was like discrepancy after discrepancy that it didn't make sense. The actual logistics of where he fell from to where he landed. And so I can't.
So did they figure it out?
No. And his poor wife to this day, like she wants answers. And, you know, at the end of each episode, they put like, if you have any tips on this case, like please call and whatever. And that also makes me happy because I'm like, these were once like, well, not once, they are cold cases. So I'm like, I love that like there's family and friends getting like light shined on these specific cases, and you never know what can come from it.
Can you hear me crunch?
Do it into the mic so I can watch it later.
Sorry. Okay.
Hopefully I don't choke.
Talking about school and your kids. I'm like jumping around to different things. That's fine. If you're watching, what type of drop off? I feel like I have Cheetos in my mouth.
No, you're fine.
Mom, are you? Are you a just rolled out of bed mom, or a polished, put together mom? You haven't dropped off your kids, you said.
I haven't dropped them off. I have picked them up. So I would like to think that I'm a roll out of bed mom because of the way I've picked them up. Like sweatpants, hoodie, hair a mess. Or like baseball cap because that's so easy to get away with. But no way. I'm not trying for nothing. If I know I'm going back home, no, sir. I want no parts in getting dressed up. However, do I admire the ones that look put together? Yes, I want to be like you. I just can't bring myself to get there. But ultimately, you are on my vision board of the mom that I would like to look like.
Yeah. I wake up about 45 minutes before Aria, so I can be a put together mom. Also, I have to go to work right after. So
that's different.
So I kind of have to.
I work from home, so
but, yeah, that makes a difference.
No one's looking at me.
No judgment, by the way. If you just rolled out of bed and I see you dropping off your kid at school in your pajamas, I didn't see you.
Literally.
I kept it moving. I don't care.
If you see me, no, you didn't.
You didn't see me. What else? Topics, questions. What else do we have? We have some serious ones, and honestly, I don't know that I want to do this.
Let me see. I got a couple questions here.
I will.
Let me
later.
just double check what's happening here. Hold on.
Somebody said, I just have to say, balance. How do you balance motherhood, work, being a wife, and being a friend, and whatever else you are?
You don't.
You don't.
You don't.
I agree. One's got to give.
There's no balancing that.
Well, not that you forget it or completely neglect one, but they're not. People think of like balance as equal parts that live together through life, and that's just not true. Sometimes you have to be a mom before you're anything else. Sometimes work goes a little bit higher because it's one of those weeks, and sometimes you have to be a friend, but you haven't been a friend, a present friend necessarily for a while. And so I feel like they just fluctuate and change as long as you don't neglect. I would say though, wife, mom, everything else after.
100%.
So first,
neglect would be like radio silence, like from a friend's perspective. Because I know like as girlfriends and as moms and wives, sometimes it's easy to hold guilt or hold resentment, depending on what side you're on, toward your friend. So if you haven't heard from your friend in a while, then you're upset because you haven't heard from her. And then
if you haven't heard from your friend in a while, why don't you text her and see how she's doing? I feel like sometimes there's friends that,
meaning maybe I didn't frame that right. Like, let's say I reach out to you, but you don't really respond to me. But I'm reaching out to you because I want to check on you. I want to see how you're doing, whatever.
And I don't answer
But you're not responding to me. But you're not responding to me for valid reasons. Like, you're taking care of Aria. You're
like
cooking,
right away. But I'll respond to you in one business day, at least. No?
Okay, maybe because you're responsible. What about the other girls that just don't? They like forget. Like they opened your text, read it. They thought they responded,
and I didn't.
And it's been 2 weeks, and you haven't heard from me.
Yeah.
And I think like for some people, it's easy. It's easy to get offended. It's easy to get resentful. I text you the last 2 times within this month. I haven't heard from you. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been busy. I think there needs to be a grace for each other and not to take things personally.
Agreed.
When your friend isn't being the friend that you want them to be. And then also grace for yourself when you're not being the friend you want to be. Because you can definitely feel guilty, like, oh my God, like she's been texting me, like I've been wanting to write her back. I am just so tired. I don't have the capacity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I know what that is. Like sometimes I prefer to talk on the phone. I don't really want to text you. I don't feel like texting. It feels like more work.
You're a FaceTimer.
I'm a big FaceTimer.
You are. I'm the worst FaceTimer.
I'm a big FaceTimer. Why do I love it? I don't know.
I don't know. Why do I want to be seen while I'm like sitting in bed talking to you?
No, literally.
But
I'll be doing my hair. I want somebody to FaceTime with. I'm cooking. I need you to FaceTime with me. What else? Like through 2020, when most of the world transitioned to work from home, that we're still working, Anna and I keep our phones propped, FaceTime each other, but we're both on mute. We're just working. She's working, I'm working, but we're both on FaceTime.
Have you seen those people that do that in TikTok?
Mm-hmm. The only
they're just working.
Yes.
And you're just watching them type.
Correct.
And you're like,
the only reason I don't join their live and do the same with them is because they have background music playing. Like, hello, I'm working too. Why you got music on? But if you were just quietly typing away, you could be my coworker.
There's a specific lady. She has these. I ended up buying this keyboard that types like those typewriters that clank, 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 like those really loud keyboards. I love them. I love them. You just hear her on her computer, her phone's here. I'm just watching a lady work. Clank, 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 and I'm like, wow.
Give me 1 second because
it's amusing and mesmerizing.
Let's go back to our niche things that we watch on TikTok because I am obsessed.
I can see how people waste their time. Listen, I put a timer on.
Are you ready?
TikTok. I'm ready.
Are you ready? Hold on. Let me turn up my.
This is gonna be ASMR.
Let me turn up my volume. Hold on.
It's the best. It's the best.
It is the best. This is a petition for someone to get me a keyboard.
It's
for my birthday, for Christmas, for Valentine's Day, for Arbor's Day. Give me a.
It's soothing.
I want a creamy keyboard. That's what these are called, creamy keyboards.
Creamy keyboards?
Yes. And there are TikToks dedicated to different keyboards and their keys and how they sound. I'm gonna start sending you videos. I'm gonna start sending you videos.
I had it. My niece spilled coffee on it or something on it, so it broke. But just being in my office and clank, 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 it's like it's just so relaxing. I can type away.
Okay, but you see, that's like my ASMR brain.
I love it. Okay, send me videos.
I got you.
I need to find these keyboards. I need to replace my keyboard. I need a new one.
I was looking earlier to see what questions.
Do we go back to a serious one?
I'm
a really serious one.
Really serious?
Kind of. I'm just gonna say it. Is it true that God wants forgiveness, but not reconciliation?
Is it true that God wants forgiveness?
I don't think God has ever said this. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever said that either. No.
So God talks about forgiveness. We have to forgive. I think we people have in certain occasions talked about forgiveness does not always mean you're reconciled with a person.
Yeah.
In very specific cases. So for example, physical abuse case, domestic abuse, right? You can eventually, I had an episode with Shonda and she talked about her domestic violence situation. She has forgiven this person in the sense that she has set this person free. She's let herself, she separated herself from what this person did to her.
Yeah.
Reconciliation would mean she would have an active relationship with this person. Yeah, and no. So that is no. So when we say stuff like that, that's what we mean. Not in all instances, it doesn't mean if it's a situation where your life is in danger, where you're being abused, where you don't have to reconcile necessarily. No. You do have to forgive. However, when we think about a marriage, I'm thinking marriage-wise. That's different.
I wasn't thinking about that at all. I was thinking about like other relationships.
In marriage, though, God does want you to reconcile.
Yes.
And the only ground that you have, for example, for divorce would be infidelity.
Yeah.
But especially if you have a spouse that's willing to work things out, or even if you don't, God does call you to forgive and strive and try to reconcile. In other relationships, it's not that necessary, I would say.
No.
Specifically in situations where your life is in danger. But that's not like God didn't say forgive and don't reconcile.
Forgiveness and reconciliation are not synonymous. You don't have to reconcile and forgive. You don't, or vice versa. You don't have to forgive and reconcile. I think every situation has to be looked at in those specific instances. But absolutely, when it comes to marriage, yes, like you want to strive for reconciliation when you forgive. When you're saying sorry, it's because you're striving for reconciliation, not to, just say sorry for the sake of it. I mean, there's anything I've learned in marriage, it's you're saying sorry as much as or more than you're saying I love you. We are constantly like offending the other person. We're always falling short. You need to be very quick to say I'm sorry, actually.
I also think that boundaries are not the same thing as reconciliation, meaning you can have boundaries and still be in some sort of relationship with a person, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I forgave you, for example. I'm still your friend. I'm still whatever, but there's a line we don't cross anymore, or that I've set this boundary in my life. So yes, we reconciled in a sense, but I can still have boundaries, and that can look different.
A boundary can be no reconciliation.
Sure.
That can be a boundary as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Serious question answered.
Yeah. You have another?
I'm gonna crunch.
Another serious question? Just not a crier. I don't want to cry.
No, I don't want to cry. Another serious question would
Topo
be...
Chico.
The thing is that these are a little too serious. Well, no, not really. Somebody asked how Alex and I called into ministry. That's a very long answer.
I think that's a good one for you and Alex.
Yeah, we'll answer that one. This one I want to answer. I want to do an episode on singleness. I just feel like I hate when people try to give... No, let me rephrase this. I don't hate when people try to give me advice over this. I would like to hear from someone who's lived it. Does that make sense?
Meaning on the other side of singleness?
Meaning on singleness. Like I could tell someone to have faith and believe and wait and whatever, but it's like I want to hear from someone who's been single a long time and they're like making it work. Yes.
To add to that, if you're single, you do not need to take advice of every relationship guru that you see on TikTok.
Please.
Since we're talking about TikTok.
Yes.
There's a lot of people who suddenly know everything about relationships and also know everything about relationships in relation to scripture. I would just say, please use discernment as far as who you're taking in and who you're getting advice from.
Everybody is an expert on the internet.
Influencer you're turning to for said advice. Because suddenly everybody's an expert. And that's just not the case. There's slim pickings as far as who experts are. And what I would say is get alongside real people that you're doing real life with. If you're single, I do think it's important to get alongside a couple you respect. I think that's so valuable to glean from somebody that you respect and who are living in a relationship in the right way. Get along other singles that are like-minded, that you guys have the same thought process and value as far as how you're living out and walking out your singleness. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
I feel like also, it's easier said than done for me. I'm married, but to try not to fixate on singleness, but really live your life. There is a full life that is to be lived. Life doesn't start when you find a person. Life doesn't start when you get a boyfriend. It's like there's so much fullness in your own life. There's so much that you can do that God wants to do in your life that sometimes we just put this little like emphasis on, oh, I'm single. But it's like, okay, think about all the incredible things that God can still do.
But people don't think about that. People feel like there's so much they're losing out on being single. And like looking back and like being married now, like there's so much to gain from your singleness. There's so like marriage offers so much, singleness offers so much. And God can put so much purpose in your life when you're in a season of singleness. And if you just zoom out. It's like a lens. If you just zoom out, right now you're zoomed in. Being single feels lonely. Being single, sucks. I don't have somebody to share this life with. But if you just zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture, you could gain some perspective and know that there is purpose in your life right now, in the fact that you are alone, in the fact that you are not having to consider someone else's feelings or day-to-day life in conjunction with yours. God has purpose. So there's so much to walk in your singleness that I just think people are missing out on.
Yeah, I agree. I love that you said not to just listen to the advice of just anybody. If you go online, whether it be TikTok, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, whatever, there's always an expert about something.
Yeah.
And so I feel like people, especially nowadays, are so easily swayed to whatever people say. People call themselves whatever. I'm an expert. And it's like, no, you're not. No. But it made me think about some advice I took from someone that was an expert.
Oh, no.
I have to bring it back to something funny.
Please.
Have you seen people washing their faces with dial soap? Gold antibacterial dial soap?
No.
That needs to be in your algorithm. You need to go and...
Why are they doing this?
Because it's like great for your face.
Says who?
They're TikTok people.
Why? What are the benefits?
Because
to like
being
help
antibacterial
acne?
Or anything. Okay. Anything. Like it's supposed to really like clean your face. And so you see the experts saying like absolutely do not do this. Mm-hmm. But then you have these people with crazy before and afters with beautiful skin.
No.
And there's like a way to do it. You double cleanse, you use the dial soap, and then you have to moisturize, and they like give you certain things you could use, and people have like beautiful skin.
Are you washing your face with dial soap?
Sure I am.
For how long?
Like 3 nights.
And what has happened so far?
It's great so far.
No.
Okay, but listen to me. I was desperate. We are... we're moving to a new building. You're
breaking out, Diana.
Horrible. We are renovating. There's 1,000 amazing things happening, but they're all happening at the same time. I'm not someone that stresses out and it's like, oh my God, and talks about it. You rarely ever see me like physically like stressed out. Yeah. I'm pretty like, but I realized I was when I started breaking out. I was like, I'm stressed out. And then I remember I'd seen this girl, expert on Instagram, and I just did it. And listen, I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm gonna give you an update. It doesn't work for some people, but
that wouldn't work for me. I'm gonna stick to my CeraVe.
You have to look
cleanser, my foaming to gel to foaming cleanser. I'm gonna stick to that. I ain't putting no dial soap on my face. No.
So I just had to say that because I did listen to the advice
of
the expert, and then you have the expert saying no, you can't because it. And I'm like, listen, I've seen them before and after. I'm just gonna give it a try.
Oh, you want to know what expert I listen to for like face stuff? Have you seen the people talk about doing like an ice bath on your face?
That's great.
Okay. But then like the other experts said like that can constrict blood vessels because you're constricting blood vessels when you're in like ice water, which stops the inflation essentially. But like you could like ruin, I forgot what it said. All I know is
That's so good for, I'm crunching. That's why athletes go on ice baths, because it's so good for you.
Correct. I just got nervous when they started talking about my face, and I'm like, I was doing it consistently daily, and actually I almost felt invigorated because when I got out, I was like you remember those Clean and Clear commercials?
Yes.
Or like an icebreaker commercial. They would eat the icebreaker. It was like a ski resort in their mouth. That's what I felt when I dunked my face in ice water. And I really did feel good about it. But then I saw these people
You should do it
talking
again.
about.
You should do it again. Listen, there was this.
I didn't know what to believe, so I
You
stopped.
should do it. You should do it. Of course, you should do it.
The happy medium is an ice roller. I should buy an ice roller instead,
just
maybe.
dunk your face on ice water.
Says the Dial soap girl.
Yeah, do it. Listen, I'm telling you. Okay, so there was this lady, this really famous Colombian actress. This lady's been around since I was a child, and she was already a grown woman. There's a joke about her because they say that she's like ancient, like a dinosaur. Like she's old.
But she looks 25.
She looks incredible.
No.
And the lady
Who is
consistently her name is Amparo Grisales.
Okay.
If you're Colombian, you'll know her. She's a legend.
Okay.
This lady would consistently, I think like almost daily, take ice baths. And she says that that's like what would like help her so much.
Wow.
I mean, she probably had surgery now, but back then.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, to your point, like athletes and whoever, like when they use ice baths for recovery, I mean, you're right. I mean,
yeah,
maybe I'll do it again. I don't know.
Try it. And if it makes you feel good, okay. I'm just thinking about the most random things. What about, just because I thought about the Colombian thing. You put saliva on your wrinkles. I've told you about this.
Oh, no.
I need somebody out there that's watching this to tell me if you've heard that if you just it's not at any time. If you wake up in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and you just put saliva on your crow's feet and wherever you get wrinkles, that it helps your wrinkles.
Who said that? That's the same person that said to put peeled potatoes in your socks when you're sick.
What?
You've never heard of that?
No.
That when you're sick, to put either onions or like
but that's true. Onions.
But I think potatoes too is like peeled potato skins. You put it in the socks too.
Oh, I didn't hear. I've heard about the onions and I think garlic, but onions, yes, onions.
D, are you gonna be that mom for Aria? You're gonna be like,
Absolutely.
Mommy, wake up at 3 a.m. and lick your crow's feet.
Don't ask me if I've done it. Well, okay. So then years later, there was this article or whatever that said that your saliva has so many nutrients and it's so good. And I said, Alex laughs at me when I say this. And I'm like, this is proof that if you put saliva on your wrinkles.
Do you know what saliva also has? Bacteria. You know what saliva also has? Them Cheetos you're eating. I am not putting that on my face. For that, you mean to tell me you're going to interrupt your REM to put a dab of saliva on your eyes?
Happen to wake
for
up.
that, get injectables. Listen, do what you got to do.
If you happen to just wake up, I'm just saying.
If you happen to just wake up, what are the
just
odds
a PSA,
of that?
try it and let me know if it works for you.
I would say the postpartum mom that's up at night, she could do that because me, I'm trying to get a full 8 hours. Oh, I do, but
you wouldn't think about your wrinkles at 3 a.m.
I got too many other things to think about.
Let me hear one.
No, I have the wiggles stuck in my head at 3 a.m. I have a TikTok sound, like a popular TikTok sound stuck in my head at 3 a.m. It's horrible. I need a full 8 hours is what I'm saying.
Yeah, same. But I would wake up and think about my wrinkles at 3 a.m. If you have heard about this, please tell me I'm not alone. It might just be a Colombian
I need the comments to be live and in effect with half of the shenanigans you and I have been saying in this podcast today. I need responses.
Okay.
I need to know, are you watching keyboards online? I need to know, do you know who Amparo Grisales is? I need all the things. And like your top beauty secrets.
Yeah, and tell us like more things so we can talk about it.
Because Diana will try it. So like, what's your top beauty secret?
It depends what it is. I might try it.
Yeah.
I might. Yeah. Somebody try the saliva. It might not happen overnight, but
the one that I've always wanted to try that I've never tried was the snail mucus.
I bought it.
You did?
I did.
Does it work?
I don't know. I bought it with the dial soap. It's part of the regimen with the dial soap.
I cannot. How are you going to know which is the one working if you're using two new things at the same time?
As long as it works, I don't care.
I mean, I guess.
Dial soap. I'm going to tell you everything I bought. It's a dial soap. It's something it's some kind of toner. I forgot the name. It's whatever.
Toner's good for you.
Snail Mucin.
Yeah.
From CosRX,
Yes,
which is the
yes. That's
Korean
the one I
brand.
want.
Then it's the...
But you have dry skin?
I don't.
Because that's super hydrating, I think.
But the Dial soap, no, but it also does other things. It's like helps restore your skin, the elasticity or whatever. Then I hope they're not watching from the skincare because they wouldn't approve this. I'm sorry.
Our esthetician, you mean?
I'm so sorry if you're watching this episode and I just said I'm washing my face with Dial.
Send it to her.
I am so sorry. I was desperate. I still am. I think it's a Neutrogena tone. Put it on TikTok.
Okay.
And then a little, I think it's rose hip seed oil, whatever.
Yeah, rose hip oil.
Okay, there you go.
But what are you doing with the oil?
Just put it on my face.
I need you to have a plan, girl. You can't just be putting things on your face all willy-nilly. You know what you can do with that rose hip oil, though? You can gua sha with it. Do you have a gua sha?
No. I don't. That looks weird. I don't want to do that.
What do you mean?
No. Why would I want to go into my face?
It decreases inflammation. It tightens the skin. Ladies, if you like me, that suddenly got a double chin out of nowhere, it removes a double chin.
But does it?
And yes, Diana.
Okay, maybe I'll try it.
It goes, sucks your face.
What did I think that it like stretches your face because you keep doing this to your face?
The gua sha is essentially a tool to help you do lymphatic drainage. So you're draining yourself of all the toxins.
I'm gonna buy it.
Puffiness. It's actually incredible. And then you go down your neck, down your lymph nodes.
I'll try it.
It's a whole thing. So that when you put the rosehip oil, do the gua sha.
I'm gonna try it.
Yes.
Clearly, I was desperate. I was listening to advice. Hopefully, not the wrong advice. So far, so good.
Okay.
But I will keep you posted.
I need to know about the snail mucics. Mucics is what it's called? Mucin. Okay.
But then I'm not going to know if it's that or if it's the Dial soap or if it's the rosehip oil.
You won't know. And that's annoying. You're supposed to try one thing at a time.
No, because I need results now.
I know.
So I have to try. That's one thing about me. I'm exaggerated. I will do everything all at once.
I need a facial real bad.
I just realized that they might be watching. I'm so sorry.
Hi, girls. Love you.
I'll be back soon.
With breakouts from this.
How long has it been? 45 minutes we've been talking. Okay. So, anything else before we wrap it up? I know, that's why.
No. How do you like that Summer Fridays?
I like it.
You do?
I like it a lot. And I usually don't like lip glosses.
That's like the it girl product right now. Yeah. Like spring and summer, that's like the it girl product. Summer Fridays?
Summer Fridays.
Absolutely. Sponsor Diana. Thank you.
Call me. Call me.
No, this was fun.
Yeah. Okay, I will keep you updated on my whatever I'm using.
Yes.
If you do any of it, let me know.
Put it on stories.
Write to us. Let us know anything else you're doing that we should know about.
Yes, please.
That you think we should know, and maybe follow your advice, and then we'll talk about it in part 2.
Sounds good.
I just think we all needed some lighthearted conversations.
I agree.
Since the world is a dark place. The episodes are amazing.
I was going to say, all the episodes that have been coming out have been incredible.
I've cried in each and every one of them. So I didn't cry today. So
cheers to that.
Let's cheers to that. I'm licking my...
Cheers with your Cheetos.
Mm-hmm. Cheers. And we love you. We hope that today... I must stop showing. We hope that today our silly conversations, nothing deep, nothing crazy. Some of them were a little bit deeper. Brought a smile to your face. The whole point of this is to encourage you, to strengthen and stir up your faith, but also to make you smile, to make your day brighter, your week better. We love you. Let us know in the comments. Send us a DM. Leave us a comment on Instagram,
YouTube,
TikTok if you follow her. I'm a ghost on TikTok. I don't exist. YouTube. And we love you. We will see you next week. Have an amazing, amazing week.